All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Some weird stuff going on with the internet. Uh, our Ecofin community seems to be down right now. My Reuters platform is down. I have a couple of other brokers that are inaccessible. So I'm pretty sure it's not my ISP. I'm connected. I'm sharing. I'm on Zoom. So yeah, my internet is working. I think it's outside services that are down. So I am long. I am long since days and days ago. I remain long. Today's news event propelled us in a short direction. And so, as such, I was triggered into a hedge trade. One of these is a hedge trade. And so, since I got triggered in with the news event, I'm now trading on the short side while carrying the longs with me, right? So, I made money this morning since the news came out on the short side. I remain short and long, right? I'm playing shorts for today. I have a long position built, right? So, my shorts are targeting this level here. And let's go take a peek at it this way. Right, so between the 50 and the 61, right, that's kind of where I'm targeting for this move. But I'm still looking to go long after this, right? So if we look at it this way, I'm thinking this is what's happening, and then we'll be resuming this, right? So I don't want to give up on my longs. I just have to survive this little leg lower. Okay, and so when we look at this on an hourly, this is what's happened since the news event, and I've been shorting that news, no, that result of the news. I'm just expecting eventually we'll get down to 875, right? Somewhere in that neighborhood. And so because of the work that I've done and what I've built here, my current break even for everything, longs and shorts, is right there in line with my target, right? So I have a choice. Once we get down here, if we get down here, I can flatten everything and just play the longs again, because that ultimately that's what I think is happening. Or I can keep the longs and maybe add to them down here while I flatten the hedge in profit, right? So it's a choice. I'm still thinking we're going up. We just have to find support before we head before we head back on up. Okay, so it's ideally figure out what you can withstand and work with that in mind, right? For me, it's 4 boxes in either direction. If I get triggered into a fifth box, I either choose to lose or I choose to hedge. And for the last few sessions, you've watched me hedge. All right, it's because I'm adamant we're making a run for that 1.1, but apparently it's not today. Right, so I have to survive this. Right, so looking at this on a 5-minute chart just to see today's work. What are we up to today? Well, draw a ladder on here, right? And if you need to, look to your left and use some of the levels that you see here. Right, there's a first level. Let's draw one here. Actually, that's the wrong tool. Let's pick this tool here. And I'll just put one line there. I'll put one line here. I'll put one line there. Oops. Right there. All right, I'm just repeating this process as we see fit. All right. Just using our mind's eye. No special tools, just connect what you see. Like this right there. All right, so that gives us some runway. Decision points along the path. What are we going to do at each one of these levels? In my case, I'll probably be adding or recycling trades as we move down, right? Ultimately, that's where I'm thinking we're heading, right around this area here. And I want to be buying down here, right? So I'll be closing the hedge or rotating out of the hedge and adding to my existing longs. Okay, so the longs are up there. The target is up here. Today's news came in stronger than expected by 0.1%. And so we have to survive temporarily. Okay, and so that's sell resistance. Right? Green candle at some kind of a resistance area, something like this right there, this threshold between the two boxes. Take a small 3-pip trade right there. Okay. Yeah, Echofin's been down for a few hours. This is what I woke up to. Incident report, Echofin's been down, the dashboard's down, the meetings are down. And so until that gets resolved, it's global. It's not just us, it's everyone. And this is not the only service that's down. I have multiple services that are running the same issue. And so I don't know if I'll be able to hold classes today or not. I'm in the remote location. I'm in the Rocky Mountains. Most people know, we get affected by the weather up here, elevation. Right, so there's a little push up. That's the kind of stuff you want to be selling into, right? So now we have 2 trades in this zone since we started trading. Right? Our calendar for today is pretty well finished. Let's refresh. Right? All of the main stuff is out of the way. This is what came out earlier this morning. Oops, sorry, I forgot to change the time zone on the calendar. Daylight savings. Here it is. All right, so this is the stuff that came out this morning. 0.1% better than expected. And that sent the euro lower. All right, but it's not going to the South Pole. It's going to go find support. And then from support, it should resume its bullish bias, right? So we're expecting to find support in this area down here, right? Between 50 and 61. And from here, we want to be participating on the bullish side again, right? So here we are recycling some of our trades, right? We're currently making some money. Those of you that are on my calendar for today, play it safe and just reschedule yourself. I know it's Tuesday. I think I missed last Tuesday. I was medically, I had appointments and stuff. So I know this is getting really annoying, but book yourself in again. We got to make up for this missed time. And today I'm not sure if I'll even be connected, in the next few minutes. So It's only -9 Celsius. Clear skies. Usually that should not be a problem. Small crowd today too. There's only 10 of us here. Yeah. Yeah, so Ecofin is down. Uh, if we look, my end of it is working, the DNS is working, but the app itself is down. My Reuters platform is down also, and that gives me kind of grief because I use Reuters to collect a lot of news. So, and then I have two different broker accounts that I can't connect to. I'm connected on my phone, but I can't connect with my desktop. So I got a funny feeling I'm going to be running into issues all day. It's one of those days. Risk management, it comes in all forms. You can have the best hardware, the best connections, two of everything, and still something ends up going screwy. Right, so today's news event give us volatility. Although we are bullish, right? This gives us an opportunity to play the short side. I mentioned before running two independent books, right? Independent of each other. Okay. Ultimately, my drawdown on a $5,700 account, $5,800 account is $195. Okay. If I check on the quantity, you'll see my hedge trade is right there. This is my hedge trade right here. That compensates for all of the buys that I have. And then with that hedge trade, I have a complement of other shorts. Right? I'm building a position to the tune of 4%, just like I would with longs and boxes. Right? So if I have 4% on the longs, I might as well have 4% on the shorts. So I have that with the hedge trade. And then now that I am hedged, I'm allowing myself to play the short side within the hedge trade. And that's what you see here, right? This right there is a bunch of shorts making me money while I was in the hedge. And in that environment here, I took the opportunity to close some longs. Where did they come in? Right here. All right, so I took some longs, I closed them this morning with the news.
The Central Bank of England's BUT says a new tool for providing liquidity to non-banks would initially focus on gilt markets, insurers, pension funds, and liability-driven investment funds.
All right, and so as I'm in a hedge trade, I'm targeting 875 in that area here. Let's change the color of this so I don't miss it. Right, so I want to be a buyer in that area down here. Basically, I want to get out of my hedge if I can, rotate out. Right, so get rid of all the smaller positions and keep that 0.75. By the time by the time I'm done, I'll have 4% on the longs, which has been in place
The
for,
Bank of England's BUT says
actually
the
it's
Bank
less
of
than
England would lend
4%.
to these institutions directly, but they would not have access to the Bank of England's reserve account.
It's about 3% or so on the long side, and I'm planning to spend about 4% on the short side. What messes things up, what we don't seem to realize is this trade right there was bigger than my longs, right? So I'm already making money on the shorts just by opening the hedge. I'm already profitable. And then I added to that by adding extra shorts, 0.02s. right? So I'm heavy on the short side compared to my longs. I'm extremely heavy on the short side compared to the longs. Right? The target is still down here, which makes me money on the way. Basically, I'm floating the longs while trying to cash out of the shorts. Right? This is the break even for everything combined. And it so happens to be above where my ideal target is. And how far away is this? 3 boxes. Right? It's doable. It's just time. Eventually, because I remain bullish on the longer time frame, right? Go back to the daily. Because I remain bullish in this environment here, around here, I just suspect this is a pullback. We have to survive in order to come out ahead right here. Right? So I'm trying to survive this with the longs that I already have. And so if surviving means, we drop for a couple of days or a couple hours or, a few candles, so be it. I'll make money in that direction. Trying to buy cheap is the name of the game, right? Because we're already long, I would love to add to my existing longs, but doing it down here would put the average of my longs somewhere in the middle, 3 to 4 boxes away, right? And if the target remains 1.1 and we're going to 1.1 from 875, that's 125 pips away. You close the hedge when you get back to the hedge. You close the hedge when you get back to it. This is just floating. It's like a beach ball, right? As the market drops, you're pushing a beach ball underwater, right? Eventually the market goes back up at the same place where you open the hedge or near, within a pip or two. You kind of want to close it. Oh, there it is. There's the hedge trade right here. Right? This is the hedge. And so I have to basically watch it go down, make me money. That's why I have these O2s opened. And when it retraces back up, I'll close the hedge and reset a new one. Right? I don't want the hedge to cause me double trouble. Right? I don't want it to go up to 1.1. Right? This is managing 2 books independent of each other. Right? The longs are there for the bigger picture, and the shorts are there for today. If eventually I get out of the shorts where I think I need to get out of the shorts, and I rotate back into the longs, which ideally should, come back in line. Right? What we see here today, these 2 or 3 red candles, is similar to this, right? So the outcome should be a move substantially bigger, right? 2 to 3 times bigger.
So looking now to the fear and greed index, currently sitting at 72 out of 100, which indicates greed, while the crypto fear and greed index is 81 out of 100, indicating extreme greed. We're keeping an eye on the VIX as well, which is currently down near 6% on the session at 14.32.
For those that came in late, Ecofin is down entirely, right? So Ecofin's been down for hours now, and I have many other services that are also down. So it's not just us. Be cautious out there. You might lose your internet. You might lose your access to your broker. And then what do? Ideally, with the telephone, you don't want to be opening trades. You want to be, using your phone to close trades. We lack the data on the left, right? So if you can't see enough data, you're not really making good decisions. Avoid using your phone to open trades. All right, this is it. This is what we want to see, right? We are contained to one box. We're contained to one standard deviation. Some of these trades are targeting 875, and some of these trades are 3 pips, 3 pips, 3 pips. Right. Internet is not as reliable as it used to be, especially in my neck of the woods. Since we had the forest fire a couple of years ago, the infrastructure has not been the same. It was rebuilt like a band-aid. It Now it's up and down like a yo-yo, even with a backup. Small group today. All right. So this is what I did as a result of this morning's news, trading the short side. Right? I got triggered into a hedge on the news event. And then with the pullback after the news event, I started shorting. These all made us money. The ultimate target is down here, 875. And then down here, we want to be buying and basically adding to our existing longs. Ultimately, because we're trying to get back to 1.1. But we want to get there from a low. Let's see how this evolves. Let's see what comes of this next box. Right, we're approaching the bottom of the hour. That's when we typically have the end of the pullback or experience the end of the pullback. If we set the box on that low and measure from here, we get a different perspective. If we put the boxes on here, we're just now breaking out, and that gives us a different perspective also. Right? This is just a measuring device. It doesn't give you, the future. It just tells you how big one standard deviation is and if the market has already done so. Let's see, are we still down? Yep, almost 5 hours now. Come on. We have more US news on the calendar. We have some for tomorrow. We have some for Thursday. Yeah, it's going to be a busy week, right? Last week we winding Jack in the Box. This week, I think Jack in the Box is gonna pop out. Yeah, still down. Reuters. Yeah, even if I pick a different server, yeah, it's so annoying. We rely so much on this technology. When one little piece breaks down, we feel violated. Come on, I'd like to see some trades closed. Okay, we only have one as a group so far. Right, we're structured to end the week bullish, but first we have to, I guess, exercise the low of the week. Right. Let's go find the low of the week before we go find the high of the week. The squawk box came back to life about an hour ago. Tons of fun today, tons of fun. Yes. Okay. If we adjust the box, no, put the box right there. We can catch this swing right here. And now the market will tell us, are we breaking out of the current box into this new one? Or are we going to stay in the current box and come back to the bottom and maybe break out of the bottom instead? Right? We have to let the market tell us. This belongs to one of these 3 pip trades. These two. Yeah. Everybody wants to trade, with hard defined set rules, and it's more discretionary than we think. The rules are to keep us safe from ourselves, but once we understand what's happening, sometimes, speeding or slowing down is necessary. Sticking to the speed limit might get you killed. So yeah, it's a lot of discretion is what you acquire with years of practice. In the beginning, the rules are to keep you from you. Otherwise, you'll put all your money. It's like betting the barn instead of learning to milk the cow. Right? There we go. Let's see what happens next. I'm curious how we play this next box here. Considering I only have 2 open clicks for the 3 pips, and the rest of it is for the short side. I mean swings to the short side, right down here. How far away? I ask myself all the time. All right, we're about 3 boxes, 4 boxes away. Break even is 3, 4 boxes away. Yeah, those of you that are here realize the same link is used every day for these recordings. I post the link in the Ecofin group for convenience, but we all have the same access.
US stocks extending gains here with the Nasdaq up 1% now.
Perfect. That's what we want. All right, so just to rehash again, I'm long from days ago. I closed some longs in profit this morning, and as a result of this morning's news, I'm in a hedge position, and within the hedge I traded on the short side, and now I have both a long book and a short book. I'm thinking of cleaning up the short book down here and adding to the longs down here. Right, ultimately I'm looking for something like this by the end of the week. Right, so I think we're going down, find support, and then we're going to go back up. I could be totally wrong. I'm just some dude on the internet. Internet that doesn't work half the time. Let's see, what is Ecofin saying right now? Still down, going on 5 hours. Today sounds like a good day for cold pizza and root beer. I would have had to order pizza yesterday to have cold pizza today. Craving pizza. 8:30 in the morning, and I'm craving pizza. I worked a night shift for 17 years, and I used to come home and barbecue at 8 o'clock in the morning. I've never had a normal meal time. I've never had a normal sleep pattern. I've never had anything routine to the extent that I do now with trading. Trading brought consistency in all aspects of my life. Yeah. Even taking my meds, for the leukemia, doing it on schedule, preferably with meals, all that kind of stuff. It helps, with the routine. The routine helps. Right, so we're still inside the same box. Right? The market has to decide. We can't fight what comes next. We just have to play along with it. I have a bias. My bias is to the long side, but I have to survive short before I ultimately get what I want. Right? It's postponing gratification. We've been postponing the longs for 2 days now. Right? Friday, Monday, and here we are trading shorts on Tuesday while carrying the longs. One point one, 1.1, yep. My squawk just went offline again. It's a matter of time until this platform goes offline. You guys are still all connected? Yep. Oh, there's about a dozen of us here. Ooh, After Prime just came back up. Yay. Awesome. Let's go log into that. Maybe Ecofin will come back. Let's see. Hey. Ecofin is back apparently. So maybe Metastock will come back too. Reuters. That'd be nice. Yay, we are back. We are live. We're back, people. Our community is alive and well. Yes, technical issues solved. It was not on our end. Perfect. Good, 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 good. All right, so that doesn't change our plans. I still can't trust what's happening out there. For all we know, it could go back down in 10 minutes. So play it safe, everybody. Metastock is still down. Awesome. Good job, dude. 0.62%. Yes, you don't need more than that. Do this every day, and over time you earn the right to grow the account, right? Grow your own size within the account. You don't have to speed that up. Right? I'm still playing the short side. You can see where the ladder is right here. Right? Ultimately, I want to be buying on that green line. All right, so I'm playing shorts for 3 pips, 3 pips, 3 pips, boxes upon boxes, hopefully in this direction. All right, maybe 3 or 4 boxes will get me to my target. Right, I love that. And then here I want to buy longs, or basically add to my longs while peeling off the shorts. The only short that I will keep is the actual hedge trade, right? Because that is floating these, right? But all of these minor ones, the O2s, all of the O2s will get closed down here and recycled as longs. All right, so I'm going to take off the O2 shorts down here and put O2 longs down here. Basically, I need to lower the break even from these guys to somewhere in the middle. All right, Echofin's coming back. After Prime came back. I'm just waiting on Metastock to come back. What a strange day. The dollar index, let's take a peek at that while we're here. So as a result of the news, yields went up, the dollar index went up, treasuries went down, bonds went down, right? The news did exactly what it should have. Right? It exceeded expectations, and the dollar index or the dollar reacted appropriately. The market was positioned for a miss. Right? Come on. All right, so we just wasted all that time sideways, doing absolutely nothing, with bars minuscule. Now that the bars are starting to increase in size, 1.6 pips for the average. It'd be nice to see something closer to 2 or 3, you know, especially at this time of day. Right? Again, this is just for reference, right? This is not telling us the future, it's just allowing me to measure. I'm just waiting to see what comes next. We break the top, the bottom, or we break the end. One of those three sides will give way. Oh man, I don't know what we'll do the day we get solar flares and shuts down the inner poop. I'll have to go to the local fruit market and barter, trade at the fruit market. Any kind of exchange. I need an exchange. Trade like peasants. I'll give you a chicken for a basket of cherries. Come on. Oh. The bars are shrinking. It's like all that excitement wore off already. Right, waiting for the market to tell you what to do next. And this is just a frame of reference. There we go. Come on, come on, come on, come on. All right. I'll take another click right there. Considering I missed it on these 3 green candles. There we are. Let's close some winners. Looks good for the TV show. There, that's what's happening. We know the goals, we know the plan. Right? Stay short until 875 or so, or between 888 and 860. All right, somewhere in that 20 pip range, we want to be buying. Right, so in this area here, we want to be getting out of shorts and getting into longs. And there's a chance to recycle our trade. If we see green, take that trade again. There we go. Squawk came back. Green candle, so I have 3 clicks. I'll take a 4th. There you go. Now I have 4. And they're in box number 1. This is my box number 1. Right? If we can close these 4 clicks, that will allow me to recycle them, so on and so forth. Can you take a sell right there? You don't want to give up on being long just yet. Right? That's the idea behind surviving this situation here. Ultimately, we can fix all of this at once. Right? At once, if we can get to that white line down here. It's not a lot to ask. The market moves 3 boxes all day long, over and over and over. That's the account looking like now. We're almost back up to where we were. Perfect. I want to see red. Give us red candles. All right, if you can sell, take a sell right there. In about 10 minutes or so, we'll have the London fix, which usually helps things along. Boy, oh boy. All right, so we're one range below yesterday. And we're trying to go one range lower. Let's see what comes next. Which way do we go? All right, let the market tell you. A little bit of patience. Just want to see a continuation on this move. That'd be fantastic. All right, we are at resistance right here, right now. All right, the current price is testing resistance, and it can slide up, maybe test a little further. All right, how far away is this? All right, another 3 pips. All right, there's nothing stopping it. And that's the thing, right? We just don't know how far it will go, and we have to be willing to test these assumptions, right? Is this where it stops? I'll test it. Right? I took a test. I'm testing the assumption that this is resistance. Right? And I'm also in box number 2 now. So that opens up 4 more clicks. There's 2. Right? How much deeper or how much higher can it go? Right? Well, the next area would be around here, another 3 pips higher. And the next one up from there would be somewhere around here. Right? So we're creating plan B, we're creating plan C, we're looking left to figure out what the market is capable of because of what it's done in the past. Right? Like in this area right there. That's a good spot. We'll move this aside. It's just a tool, right? One way to look at it is to put it right on the very low and then see how, oh, we come up to the top of the box, right? From this point to this point, it's been 2 standard deviations. Right? Is it going to give us a third standard deviation? Here's one for us. The dollar index is retracing. That's made up of 59% euros. And this is still pushing up. Right? The yields are still pushing up, and the dollar index is telling us, not quite just yet. Right? This is leading the way. Right? This is a trap. Right? This is a trap. Don't buy this just yet. We want to buy for cheaper. Right? We're thrifty. We don't buy when it's expensive. We buy when it's cheap. Right? And today for us, that will be cheap. Or maybe that's tomorrow. We'll see. Right, big picture. Right around the news event, a lot of stuff happened up here. Oops, I didn't want to do that. All right, so on our 5 minutes, we're missing some rungs on the ladder. All right, we should be adding a rung up here. I guess we should be adding one here. And let's put one extra one just in case, right around there. All right, again, these are just areas where you want to make a decision, right? Especially if you're in a trade or about to add to your positions, this would be a good place to do that, or to remove from an existing trade. Let me pull away that Fibonacci. It's misleading. All right, there we go. Oh boy, oh boy. A few more minutes. We want this to resolve to the downside, preferably. But if it goes up, that's okay. Well, I am in the hedge, so my drawdown is paused, and I'm exploiting the situation in order to trade what I see fit, With my drawdown on pause, it doesn't raise the anxiety, it pauses the anxiety. It's like a reset. So unlike last Tuesday, I'm not trying to peel out of my longs, right? I'm trying to stay in my longs and make money short. Last week, I had to rotate the position. I had to give up on one bias and adopt a new bias. Today, I'm not giving up on the longs. I'm just in the moment forced to trade shorts. Right, that purple line there came from right here. This little wick and that little wick right there. Happens to line up beautifully with the top of the box. Coincidence?
The US to sell $95 billion in 4-week bills on March 14th to settle on March 19th.
Come on. Right? Just for curiosity's sake, this leg right here, this green move, right, was slightly bigger than the average, right, slightly bigger than our 9 pip box. If I take the box and put it on that swing, then I would expect the market to stay in the box and come out over here. Right? That would be a normal move. The move that just took place is a lot faster than normal. Right? It's almost straight up. So a lot of what we do is subjective. Right? You just adjust and readjust and have a plan and make it flexible. Right? You'll be forced to adjust your plan. Just imagine if the market is out to take away as much money as possible, inflict pain, when you see it so clearly aiming in one direction that it's so clear that everybody sees the same thing, even your taxi cab driver and your shoe shine boy, it's probably going to go the opposite way. And that's basically what happened this morning. Right? Everything was bullish to the max until the actual news came out. Boom, which destroyed all that bullishness. Right? And then the retracement was just enough to remove the stop losses for those that were expecting this. Right? So ideally, you're best to just show up after the event and trade the facts. Right? So 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes, right? 4 or 5 minutes after the news itself, I started trading. Right? It's easier once you have the answer to the puzzle, right? Once you have the answer to the direction you're seeking. Sometimes even with the news, the direction remains unclear. Or it will change, halfway through. And so don't try and predict. There we go. Perfect. According to plan. Right in time for the London fix. All of a sudden the bars become bigger. All right, this doesn't last forever. It's a short-lived event. Sometimes 10 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes. Bit more, come on. I want to recycle that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And if we can close these trades, 3 pips, 3 pips, 3 pips, that would be fantastic. All right, ultimately, I want to close my swings shorts closer to 875. There we go. Isn't that great? Come on. Book some profits. And we can call it a day. And you guys know the plan, right? Remain on the short side like this until about 875 or so. And in that neighborhood, you want to become a buyer again. Right? And if you're short and long like I am, on the way back up, you want to close the hedge before you cross it, right? Before it becomes drawdown. Right, so that's recycling some trades. If we go push back up again, there you go. I put 2 back on. There's a box missing here. There it is. All right, I'm expecting a break into this lower box. Come on, come on, come on. Green candle. No, I got to wait. 5 minutes. There's our 1 minute. If you can afford it, take a trade right there. There we are. That's the kind of stuff we want to see. If we adjust the box and put it on that swing right there, we've already moved one standard deviation. Right? There's nothing that says it can't go back up and stay in this box. Right? It's just a unit of measure. It's just a frame of reference. It tells you what to do on all three sides. That's it. Right? Ooh. Ecofin just went down again. This is not looking good, my friends. Ecofin just lost its connection. And see what happens to the other. Again, if I'm supposed to meet with you today on the calendar, just go ahead and reschedule. I don't think it's worth taking the chance. Odds are my own internet's gonna go berserk any minute. That's just the way things seem to be. I'm surprised it's lasted this long, actually. Yeah. Weird day today. We'll blame it on solar flares. Really annoying. You know, we spend years collecting a skill, and eventually you have all the time to use it, and the technology fails. It's like, oh. But, skill's still there. I can do this anytime, anywhere. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I'd like to recycle a few trades before we let the video end. There's that resistance area here. That zone, I guess you could say. I'll take one. And the bars are shrinking. Yeah, if you have class today, if you have sessions on my calendar for today, go ahead and book yourself in on a different day. Just go ahead and reschedule. Pretend I'm not here today. The internet is likely going to fail me. When all my services are crap like this, I know I'm next. I'm surprised it lasted this long. I just, you know. satellite internet. Strangely enough, it's a beautiful sunny day out, so that's probably why I'm still here. Usually, if there's clouds, I get bumped off. So, let's see. I just don't want to take a chance. Just go ahead and reschedule. My Reuters platform has not come back up at all. That's Metastock. They're still down. Ecofin is still down. Boy, oh boy. What a technology nightmare. Yeah, if you're on my calendar, I really apologize for this. It's not meant to be this way. Come on. It's like everything's on pause now. There we go. All right. Looks like the London fix is over. In another 15 minutes or so, all of the banks throughout Europe will start staging for closing the banks. Right, so we call that bankers close, and the staging takes place about 30 minutes before the closing of the banks. Just to double check everything. We have a speech and a note auction. And tomorrow, oil numbers and a speech. Thursday, PPI, initial jobs claims. And then on Friday, more good stuff. All right, so it doesn't end. All right, stay short. If you're already short, remain playing for 3 pips on the short side. Right, you want to be targeting somewhere between 860 and 888. Right, so I have my target at 875. Right, so I'm in the middle of that range. It's a 20 pip range. Right, so from 880 to 860. Right around here, 865. All right, so this area here, you want to be participating on the buy side, right, and expecting a move back up towards this. All right, so on the way down, we play 3 pips, 3 pips, 3 pips, 3 pips. Down here, you remove all of your shorts except for the hedge, and you start building longs to go back up. And then once you get back to your hedge, you close it. And then you'll have to reset a new one. just in case. And you don't want to allow your short hedge to now give you drawdown. Not with longs at the bottom. Okay, so we'll just watch this play out for a few more minutes, and then I'll have to let you guys go. With any kind of luck, I'll be able to, watch my trades play out before my internet gives way. Wonder if Ecofin is back. Apparently Ecofin is working again. Oh, and it is. Yep, I'm back in. All right, here's us closing some more winners. This will be today's picture for the video. Playing the short side. Four more trades to go. All right, those of you following along should be almost flat by now. All right, and you know what to do in the next 3 to 4 boxes. All right, so give yourselves time or structure pending buys down here. Right? Ultimately, the goal remains the same. We're trying to get back to 1.1. Right? So if you are carrying longs, remain hedged. Right? It's a 125 pip range. Looks like we're going down the ladder. I'm just going to recycle a couple of these. 1 and 2. Right. As we've broken into the bottom box, our expectations are that we remain in this bottom box, and in the course of an hour, we should find our way down in the bottom right-hand corner. Right? That's just mathematics speaking. Anything can happen, right? But the probabilities tell us it should stay in this box until this area down here. Right? And then so on and so on and so on. Because of our bias, we expect that we break the bottom of the box before the corner, just like we did here. Right? We broke the bottom of the box well before the corner. We expect to see the same thing repeating over and over. Okay, so remain shorting until you get to about 875, and then from 875 all the way down to 860, you want to be a buyer, right? So you're going to be adding to your long boxes down here. My break even is here, and so if I do get below break even, I have a choice. I can choose to flatten everything or I can, in my case, probably will stay long and just add to my longs. Okay, so that's our plan for today. That's our plan going into this evening, going into tomorrow. Right, we're playing for the next move, that being a bounce off of 875. Alrighty, I'm gonna let you guys go. If I'm supposed to meet with you today, go ahead and reschedule because I doubt very much I'll be making it. All right. I'm surprised I'm still here right now, to be honest. All right, talk to you soon. Trade safe, everyone. Stay connected if you can. Bye bye. Check in with Ecofin.